Hello and welcome to Polyglot Principles. My name is Modja and I'm a hyper-polyglot who speaks 8 languages, and I speak 4 of those languages at an advanced level. This is the channel where I help ambitious language learners go from intermediate to advanced in their target language by giving them a very deep and detailed understanding of the principles of language learning. So if you're an ambitious language learner who's currently at the intermediate level or slightly advanced and you're looking to become advanced and you're not happy with merely getting a shallow understanding, but you really want to understand in detail how to learn a language, if you're that sort of person, this is the channel for you. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification, ding ding ding. That way you'll be notified whenever I publish a new video. So the topic of today's video is how to increase reading skill in a language. So we're going to talk about that. Before we do that, I'd like to remind you that if you have any questions about language learning that you'd like me to answer, or if you have an encouragement, a criticism, you want to get into contact with me for any reason, then just send me an email. My email is polyglotprinciples@gmail.com. If you just go to the description of this video, the email is written out there. You can communicate with me at any time. I'm going to be sharing very useful tips about how to increase your reading skill. So if you don't want to miss out on anything, be sure to stay till the very end, because every minute is going to contain very useful information. Now, as usual, when it comes to this, we're going to have a question. We have a question of the day, question of the video. So how can one increase one's reading skill? So that's the question. Pause this video and in the comment section write down 4 things that you think a person should do in order to become more fluent, in order to increase their reading skill. And then come back to this video and compare what you wrote down with what I wind up saying. And let's see where there's an agreement or disagreement. This is going to be a fun exercise. So pause the video and do that. Okay, now you're back. So let's dig into the details of this video. Now, there are certain enemies, certain things which, if you don't do them, or if you do them, are going to block your reading skill, and they're going to block your fluency in the language. So there's 5 enemies, I call them, the 5 enemies of fluency. If you don't figure out what these enemies are, and you wind up succumbing to them, well then you're definitely not going to improve your reading skill, and you're not going to become fluent in the language at all. So it's important for you to know about this. So I've actually made a video on the topic also, where I tell you what the 5 enemies of fluency are, and of course show you how to avoid them. So make sure to go to the description of this video and you click on the 5 enemies of fluency, right, in order to learn what these are and avoid them. So if you combine the information from that video with the information in this video, then you'll know all you need to know in terms of how to increase your reading skill in your target language. Let's now dig into actual methods that you can use to increase your reading skill. So the first method is read within your sweet spot. What is the sweet spot? The sweet spot is a spot where you're neither overwhelmed, right? You're not overwhelmed, but you're not too comfortable. So there's the concept of sweet spot is just whatever activity you're doing. So like if you've ever played a video game before, then you know a video game has levels. And there are certain levels that are too easy for you, so those are in your comfort zone. And other levels are too hard, those are in your discomfort zone. The level that's in between, where you're neither too, it's not too hard, but it's not too easy, it's just the right, it's the right kind of difficulty, that's called the sweet spot. So when you're reading, you want to read things that you're in your sweet spot. Well, let's think about it. What happens if you read a text that is too complicated? Well, likely you're going to become frustrated. You might end up not learning much from it, or your mind can just tune out. You stop paying attention because it's too hard. On the other hand, what happens if you read a text that is too easy? Well, if the text is too easy, then you're not challenging yourself, which means you're not going to learn anything. In order to learn, you need to make mistakes and improve. If the text is too easy, you're not making any comprehension mistakes. So obviously your reading comprehension is not going to go up. So find texts where you, like, many sentences you already understand, or basically you understand many of the words, but there are certain words that you don't understand. So you can make guesses at what a sentence means, and if you check, your guesses will likely be correct or very close to the truth. So whatever text you're reading, that's just here I can't really tell you in terms of percentages for sure. You'll just feel it. If you feel the text is too hard for you, make it easier. If you feel the text is too easy for you, make it harder. And then just make sure to stay within that sweet spot. This will guarantee that you're always improving. And the other really important thing is that it will make reading addictive. This is key. When you practice within your sweet spot, you want to keep practicing and practicing more because it's enjoyable. Your mind enjoys finding challenges and overcoming them, so long as you can overcome those challenges. So this is the key. We want to make sure that to increase your reading skill, obviously you're going to have to read a lot. So how do we get you to make sure that you keep reading a lot? One of the things is, again, you read stuff that are in your sweet spot. They're enjoyable to you. They're not too easy, they're not too hard, you're having fun, and so you're reading more. Okay, so this is the first method, read within your sweet spot. And number two, so by the way, if you read within your sweet spot, you're automatically going to improve, even if you did nothing else. Because, for example, you'll pick the text, whatever text you're reading that's within your sweet spot, you will struggle to understand what is being said, and then because it's not too far out of your reach, you'll figure out what is being said, which will make you better, even more capable of reading the next sentences. And after a while, the text you're reading will become too easy for you, and then it will be in your comfort zone, which will lead you to pick up another text that's a text that's harder than the one that you did before. Now, because your sweet spot has gone up, you can handle more difficulty and so on. So just performing this process alone of reading within your sweet spot is going to lead to improvement in your reading capacity. But there's other things you can do. There's a second method that can help you to increase your reading skill. Before we go into that method, I'd like to alert you that I make videos every Monday at 8 a.m. Central African Time. That's when I publish videos. And the videos are designed to help you go from intermediate to advanced in your target language. If you like the information so far and you don't want to miss out on future videos, be sure to, it's really hot today, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification, ding ding ding, that way you'll be notified whenever I publish a new video. Again, if you have any questions you'd like me to answer about language learning, be sure to send me an email at polyglotprinciples@gmail.com. The email is in the description below. And also, everything I talk about in this video, I have also written down in detail. So I can't say everything in the videos. Some stuff I don't say here and write down. So if you want to really understand how to increase your reading skill, be sure to watch this video to the end until I finish the methods that I'm describing, and then also get the text, the notes to this video. Those are also in the description. If you click there, you'll get a detailed description of everything I'm saying. If you combine those two things, the notes, with what I'm saying in the video, then you'll have a very good understanding and of ideas that you can apply in order to guarantee that your reading skill is going to improve. Let's now move to the second method. The first method was read within your sweet spot. The second method is train with a translation program. Yes, you can use a translation program such as Google Translate or DeepL in order to increase your reading capacity. So that's actually very amazing, because ultimately let's describe the method. How would it work? So pick a text. Pick any text in the language you're trying to learn. So if you're learning German, pick a text in German. If you're learning Spanish, pick a text in Spanish. Whatever language you're trying to learn. And make sure the text is within your sweet spot, as we mentioned before. Not too easy, not too hard. You struggle, but you eventually understand what's going on. Okay. Then, in this text, which is in your sweet spot, proceed sentence by sentence. Pick a sentence in the text, and then try to translate it. Try to translate what it means into. So if let's just for description's sake, let's say you're learning Spanish. Okay. pick a sentence, a Spanish sentence, and then try to translate it into English or whatever your language is, just to try and see if you can say the meaning of the sentence in another language that you're familiar with. And then get that sentence and put it into a translation program, such as Google Translate, which is DeepL, which is what I prefer. And the translation program will also tell you what the sentence means. And then compare the meaning, what you thought the sentence meant, with what the translation program tells you it means. And obviously the translation program is better than you, unless you're like a native speaker or very good at the language. So in this way you'll be able to tell. There'll be error correction. Now if the meaning you had agrees with the meaning that the translation program gives you, like DeepL or Google Translate, then that means that you've understood what the sentence means. If there's a disagreement, it means you haven't understood. And then the translation program will help you to see what the sentence actually means. And then what you're going to do is, in the translation, you may find certain words that you didn't understand. Look up their meaning. So when you understand the meaning of one sentence, especially a sentence that you couldn't understand before, you've just increased your reading ability. You will notice that now you understand the vocabulary in the sentence, and also you'll find that in the same text, you might find that the next couple of sentences will be easy to understand because you've been able to understand this particular sentence. So apply this method to as many sentences as possible. And what's going to happen is that over time, your reading comprehension is going to improve. Again, I know this method works because I have used it, and it has helped me to improve my ability to read in a foreign language I was learning. In this case, I'm learning German, so I've applied the method with German. And the reading comprehension just goes up. Okay, so I've given you two methods you can use. Read within your sweet spot, train with a translation program. As I mentioned before, I make videos every Monday. I publish videos every Monday at 8 a.m. Central African Time. The videos are designed to help you go from intermediate to advanced in your target language. And I have written everything I've discussed right now in written form in notes in much greater detail. So be sure to be sure to read those notes. They're in the description of this video. They'll give you a deeper understanding of how to increase your reading skill. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Bye.